Welcome to the Shoe in the Breeze Conversation with the DJ podcast with your host, Eric Lee and Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas.
What's going on, Lo?
Yes. We in here.
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, man. Between holidays, me shooting a movie, and some other stuff.
That's right. Congratulations on that.
Absolutely. Welcome to Shooting the Breeze Conversation with the DJ. I'm yours truly, Eric Lee, and you are?
I'm the LIT, the CIT, always on fire. I stay lit. Lorenzo Ice-T to the Thomas.
Ah, man, it's good to be back, brother. It's good to be back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Well, we're going to talk about your movie, what you just wrapped up and all this other stuff and how your star media is just continuing to grow on IMDb. You getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it explodes.
Hey, man, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, happy to be working.
Yeah, absolutely. So welcome once again to Shooting the Breeze Conversations with the DJ. Yours truly, E. Lee in the house. And me and Lorenzo have an opportunity to talk to people all over the industry, be it radio, entertainment, the comedians, business people, you name it, we're going to talk to them.
That's right.
Most of these folks, 99% of the folks are folks that we know.
Right. And we like talking to the people behind the scenes, you know. Yeah. It's good to be able to talk to the celebrities, and Eric and throughout our career have talked to quite a few, but it's important to give those that are behind the scenes, helping those people get to the positions that they are in today, and also to educate them on some of the legal ramifications they may run into while they're going through the growth and elevating their careers from point A to point B, C, or D.
Absolutely. So tonight, I get a chance to bring on a good friend of mine, co-worker, director, jock. She's done it all, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Miss Ramona Debreaux.
Hello.
Yes.
Ramona's in the house.
What's happening?
What's up? Wait, Eric, what's this? You shooting a movie without me? I see how it is.
Oh, she calling you out.
I was doing a Lifetime movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the blow up.
Yeah, you know the thing about when you do a Lifetime movie, people die. A lot of people die. And I remember back in the day, we used to make jokes about it. You know, you're dating a woman and you come home and she watching Lifetime. Watch your back.
Right.
Watch your back. She ain't one to be F around and find out about. she watching Lifetime. Men die in Lifetime movies. Baby, what you doing? Watching Lifetime. Oh, you okay?
Uh-oh. We're in trouble.
We good?
Or they kidnap you.
Absolutely. So, folks, when you get an opportunity, we like for you to be a part of the show. Make sure you hit us up in the chat line if you have any questions. We're going to talk to Ramona about a lot of things that have been going on. But first, we're going to take you back to where it all started, because not only are you've been doing very well in your new position in life, but Lorenzo, myself, and you, we are radio people.
Yes.
Where to start for you in radio?
For me?
Yeah, we talking radio.
Let me see.
We're going to get to the other part, but I got to let everybody know you legit.
So this is very interesting. So I was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My family moved to Springfield, Mass. And Springfield is a very interesting community. It's right outside of New York City, about an hour and a half up the road. So we got a lot of New Yorkers. And one of my first managers, I'm a singer, but one of my first managers was a local DJ named Mingo Madness. And his cousin was Chuck Chillout, right?
Right.
So my mom would allow them to bring me into the city to go into the studio to sing, but I was allowed to hang out at his radio show at AIC on the weekends. Well, by the time I got to 8th grade, I was on the radio all the time. Mr. Thomas, president of Urban League, had me on his community affairs show. So when I took my scholarship to stay close to New York at Springfield College, I basically ran the station, and we were a reporter. Like, in other words, we reported to Gavin and Hits, the college trades, and all that. So I was pretty much entrenched in the business in radio for at a very young age. So basically, I say since 8th grade, I've been on the air somehow, some way.
Okay. So how'd you get to the A?
So this is interesting. So y'all know John Green, he was working for Sony. They transferred him to Atlanta. So I was back and forth recording at DARP. And one of my good friends, Rozelle, Godfather of Noise, he was with the Roots at that time. He was still solo, but he was also a member of the Roots, right? So I had come down here and I was at the Masquerade. I remember the Roots having a show and I let them know. I was like, yo, I'm in Atlanta, like I'm recording. So anyway, guy named Jason Staten goes up to him, walks up to him and says, hey, I'm Jason. I do your promo. I'm out of Michigan. I was like, you call my college station. I'm Ramona. He was like, Ramona Debreaux. And I said, yeah. He said, what are you doing here? I was like, I'm down here recording. But he said, well, I'm down here putting a new station on the air. Right. Next thing I know, he gives my, I go back up north, Chris Mercado. I told him, I was like, yo, there's a new station and I'm down there all the time anyway. So, and he put my air check together and the rest is history. He got it to Steve Hegwood and Hegwood hired me right in college. So he said, when can you start? That's all he said to me. I said, well, I got to finish my finals. He was like, winter finals over. So I got on the Greyhound.
He said the Greyhound.
I've never been back.
Yeah.
So Steve Hegwood, huh?
Yep, it was Steve. He hired me right in school. And my first day was very nerve-wracking because Art Terrell, Felicia Love, they were on the air and I think they played something, Blackberry Molasses, Mister was up there and they weren't supposed to play it. So
and what did Hegwood say?
Yeah, what Hegwood say?
My first meeting with Steve was very abrupt. Like it was straight to the point. He was like, okay, let me just get something straight. You're from college radio. College radio doesn't usually follow format. So if you can't listen to me, then you're out of here. I was like, what the? I said, I just packed up a whole box from the dorm and came down here and almost got fired because of Art and Felicia.
Now, were there any? There had to be a couple of curse words in that delivery. No.
So Steve was always
Steve go cuss. You know how to cuss.
Side of Steve nowadays, you got to go to coffee or something because I need to know what happened like that because he's different now. But I remember he used to call the station when I used to host the mix show, and that light would go off, and it'd be like they'd be like, "Yo, that's Steve." Like the DJ would come in the studio, I'm like, "Yeah, that was Steve." What? He was tripping. That's all they say. He was tripping. Like.
So they knew he was tripping.
Yeah. He said, please play the hits.
Sounds like Steve. Sounds like Steve.
Well, really what he would say is, can you play, Ramona? Can you please tell such and such to play the blah, blah, blah hits or he's out of here? Like it was really vexy. I was like,
Ramona, I worked with Steve Hegwood in Washington, D.C. at WKYS. For about, I guess I was there for about 6 years. So I think he was there for at least 4 of them before he left to venture off to do what he's doing in Atlanta now. And he is responsible for some of the advances I was able to make in Washington, D.C. while he was the program director. And then he became the vice president of programming for Radio 1. So while he was there with Radio 1, of course, he soaked up everything he needed to know about how to own a radio station. Yeah. He said, oh, okay, is this what you do? All right. And this is what you do. So Steve was smart. So when you're in those positions of power, or any position, you make sure you soak up as much knowledge as you possibly can, because you could take that with you where you want to go. And Steve took all of that and started his own radio station in Atlanta, Georgia. And now he doesn't have to answer to anyone. He is the boss. And I'm proud of everything that he's accomplished because he didn't allow them to tell him what to do. He got in, got out, boom. And now he's doing what he's doing in Atlanta. So very proud of him.
Mhm.
My dog was asleep the whole time until we started the show. Now he's just growling at me. God,
Oh, is that what that sound was?
that's just growling, man.
I didn't have a clue. I was like, what is that?
I swear. So you were over at the station we're talking about in Atlanta is what, Hot?
Mhm.
So you were the music director. How'd that happen?
Days in music director. I started out on weekends. Oh no, first Hollywood and trained me to do the board. I trained on Mick's show, and then eventually I joined Ryan's show as his co-host for 7 months, and then I middays.
Okay.
So
yeah, and just and to let everybody know she official. I mean, when you running with Janet. I mean, come on, man.
You silly.
We about to make you official. You were
That's right.
Janet, baby. You can't get bigger. Can't get too much bigger than that. Can't get too much bigger than that.
I love me some Janet now, Miss Jackson, if you nasty.
Nasty. Absolutely.
Did you have it? So you had a chance to interview her?
No, I haven't interviewed. No, I never interviewed her.
Okay.
He came by the station, and we were all right. They're all.
I remember that. I had to really think about that. Like, there's only a few people that I have not interviewed, and she's definitely one of them.
No, I mean, I've met quite a few people in my life, and there's been one, and she is the one who has made my heart like speed up rapidly before even meeting her. Yeah. Like, and when we were in Richmond, the very first time in Richmond.
That's right.
That's when I was like, I was floating on air. And even my girlfriend at the time was with me, but I did not care. It's like, yo, that is Janet. And then they just walked her in. We took the picture, and then they walked us out. And I was like, that's it. And then another time was in Washington, D.C., where I had an opportunity to sit down and talk to her one-on-one personally. And, well, I got stories, but it's about you tonight. But yes, she made my heart flutter. I will say that.
I love the stories of anybody who puts in that work. Like, if you can outwork me, you can have it. And that's my, and she works. Like, when it's time for her to go back to work, like tours on, like it's focused like you've never seen this kind of focus. And only the biggest names have that kind of focus. Janet, Beyonce, Michael, you can just name them. Just like, that's it.
Right.
A few more, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it don't stop there. Jilly from Philly.
Ooh.
Let's take a
long find that picture.
Hey, girl, this is what I do. This professional, this research here. This research. Jilly from Philly coming through. But you know what? Ramona, let's talk about, because you were a music director at one time too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Lorenzo, music director, myself, music director, we all were in that space. And being a music director, we had opportunities to screen music, decide what was hot and what was not, and our input, and help program the radio station. Lorenzo and I have been talking about this every time we get on the show, because everybody's all excited about hip hop turning 50 and understanding what our role was in pushing the music and the culture based on what our positions were. And for what you have seen hip hop turning 50, how do you feel about your contributions to the music and to the culture?
I'm excited about it. I can't believe I was there for so much.
Right.
Like, I talk about this, and, I remember getting a test press for Wu-Tang Clan. Remember it was what, purple or something? And
we did the test pressings.
I remember, like, I just remember all of these CDs. Like, one of the first times I ever spoke to when they were Rainforest, but Will Packer and Rob Hardy, is they did a movie called Chocolate City, and they sent out the soundtrack. And I got it to my college station, and I remember opening it, and I was like, oh, Chocolate City. And I put it in, and there was this one record on it, and it was dope. And I was like, yo, I'm playing that. So I called the number on the CD.
I laugh because we've all done it. We've all done it, right?
So to this day, like that story is so funny. Like I've known Ramona since we was college. Like this is crazy. So, but that's how it was. You know, you just wanted good music, and that's what that was our thing. I remember some of the dopest records. I'm like, oh my gosh, this record. Like I remember. That's how I became a fan of DJ Premier. I was a fan of Guru. I was a fan of Karis One. I was a fan of a lot of very influential hip hop influences. Just put it like that. You know, Chuck. I call him Uncle Chuck because you know he's a really good friend. Oh man. There's been so many moments that we've been a part of. Like I was literally there. Calm. Shout out to No ID. Wherever you are, No ID. What up, Calm? You know what? Yeah, we know. Let me shut up. So there's a lot.
Shut up.
Tell it. Talk.
Tell it.
We want to hear it.
You know what? On like 3 music documentaries already, okay? Because remember, I was in Atlanta when the South had something to say for real. I remember when KP had the PA album, and they had in Goody Mob, they had just finished the Goody Mob album, the Outkast album, and I remember at my station up north, I played Soul Food.
Goody Mob.
It was dope. So when I got to Atlanta, I was like, oh, I played your record, you know, and I played your record. And I knew all the records because we just wanted good music. I didn't care if it was down south. I didn't care where it was. Mad Skills is another one of my favorite people in this world. I did
Skills?
I have a song with Mad Skills.
Hold on the Nod Factor, I'm in the video.
The what?
The Nod Factor.
Yes. You know what? I called it. I think I hit him like last year or 2 years ago during COVID. I was like, all right, where's the wrap up? We need this. We need
to get married or got married. I think I was on his, it came up on my IG. Richmond, Virginia, step up. Did Skills get married? My boy, we got a lot of folks from Richmond watch the show. So, and I'll ask that throughout the show just in case. Shout out to my man, Will Barnes from V State. Will shouting us out. Matter of fact, I need to go get my Virginia State hat because they are in town tomorrow for the Battle of the Bands.
What's that national commercial that Will is in?
Jardians?
No. What is it?
Hey, Will, what's the commercial you in, bro?
I think they said Oprah was on that too. What is it? What is the
man. He like y'all keep forgetting my commercial.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Will, we're getting older, bro.
That's it.
There it is.
There it is. Okay. I can't.
Commercial.
That's it. Okay. I'm sorry, Will. I
auditioned for that. I did quite a few. It was Farmers.
You said you auditioned for that? Wow.
Actually, let's talk about something right now. No. It's all, you know, it's always good stuff for you. The fact that we're talking about that you audition, you actually do national voiceover work.
Yeah, started with Mitch Faulkner. God rest his.
We all know Mitch.
Oh,
you know what? Like, shout out to MC Mary Catherine. She taught me that there was never any job in the station that I couldn't do, and so a lot of people, especially women, would be intimidated because a lot of equipment. But you know, I'm a little bit of a tomboy, so I. Like, let's go. Right? I taught myself how to DJ. I was like, you're not finna do something that I'm not gonna do. Like,
right.
But you know what? That was because growing up, I remember we were in elementary and all the guys would gather around and they would memorize all the lyrics to like these big, like the show, right? And then they'd be like, you can't do this with us. Like, you're a girl. And I'm like, yes, I can. I know the lyrics too. So I took that as, you know, and I remember me and my girl Deanna, we literally memorized the whole MC Light album because it was speaking to us. Like, that was a big deal.
Which one?
But so I just take it as a challenge to learn everything I can. And that's sort of why I can pick up a camera now and shoot what I want. But what were we talking about? Okay, so I was doing production to get extra hours. and,
Get
and
more
a lot
money.
of people didn't know how to do that Odyssey or the machine or the DM80.
Mhm.
And I did. I was like, forget that. And Cool Edit Pro now, which
Right.
is now Adobe.
Adobe. It's
Adobe.
Adobe now.
Adobe
So
Audition.
I taught myself, and I was like, forget that. So I was picking up hours anywhere I could. And Mitch and KD heard my voice on a lot of stuff. They're like, who is that? So they called me and was like, we want you to come in and read some things. Now, people were trying to get on with them because they had steady work, a lot of money. Right. But that's how I bought my first car. They brought me in, and next thing you know, I was doing a syndicated show. I was 19, 18 or 19, and they taught me how to use my voice. I mean, really use it. And I just thank them for that, because I used to imitate people as a joke when I was a kid. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be tied. I used to do that, but I was joking. But now turned into a career. It's really how I bought my first car. They would give me these checks for $75, right, just to voice something. I was holding the checks. This is how green. I didn't know you were supposed to put them in the bank right away. And so I said something to Kevin. I said, yeah, I got like 10 checks saved up. I'm gonna buy a car. He said, wait. You got checks
after 90 days.
Up? He's like, you didn't put it in the bank? I was so young. I was like, no. He said, Ramona, put those checks in the bank. So Mitch and Arvester and the crew helped me buy my first car. Okay,
so
that's what's up.
Name some of the clients that you've done work for, the national clients.
They put me on. My first national was like Pizza Hut until I think it became Queen Latifah. So it's okay to get bumped for Queen Latifah, for the Queen.
Yeah.
I think I did like Burger King, Bailey's Irish Cream. Like I did a lot with them.
Do you remember any of the lines for any of them?
Oh my God. It was the stuffed pizza. It was the stuffed pizza. When you bite into blah, blah, blah. I can't remember some of them, but some of them I do. And then next thing you know, I was doing television VO, and I did a lot for a lot of networks. And then of course I had the opportunity to be the voice, the VOG. I hate saying voice of God because I feel like it's blasphemy, but it's the VOG for Soul Train, the Soul Train Awards for many, many, many years. So that was fun. Now that was what was up, because I mean, in one year I did it with Dougie Fresh, and I had a chance to say, give it up for Stevie Wonder. I was in the zone. So like, it's Stevie Wonder right now.
Hold on, but won't you that girl, that voice for the crazy TV show where people get killed?
Yes. Oh,
This is actually, I've done so many, I can't even remember anymore.
What was that? Was it Fatal Attraction?
Dead wrong. On the next, it was one of them TV ones.
Give me something.
It was for my man. It was for the other one too. Fatal Attraction.
Give us an example. We give us something. Okay.
Love. She was dead wrong on the next Fatal Attraction. Like it was kind of, I was like, all right, look, these are y'all. I don't know. I can't sleep at night. Something here is like feeling weird with these, but it was cool. I mean, I think I've done trumpet
awards,
gospel. I've done but yeah, I've done a lot.
So have you had the honor of being bumped by MC Light?
Right.
You said Queen Latifah, so now I say, hey,
Soul Train. The last time when I didn't do it anymore is when I think Erica started hosting, and they didn't want the confusion of her on hosting and then my bumps, like going out to break, like when we come back, it was just a little bit
too close. Right.
Yeah.
Erica Alexander. You said with
Erica.
Erica Badu. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah.
Good stuff.
And then I had to, it was fun though. It was really fun. I think the most fun I had was when Keith Sweat. Keith is a hot mess. I love him so much. So we were this is when I met my husband, and my husband was running Wolf Brothers Post. It was, Post facility. They did a lot of promo for Honey Boo Boo and Sister Wives, all these crazy shows, and Sci-Fi networks, all the networks, right? The Turner networks, when I met him. And so the very next year, they got to do the Soul Train Award edit in-house, which was a big win, right? So I had to go to his job and voice Soul Train. The year before, I went to their competitor. Well, anyway, Keith was like, "Yeah, Mona, I need some of that.
We're gonna talk about Keith. We're not gonna leave him out. So, because you're legitimate, and this is one of Lorenzo's best friends.
Who?
The young lady in the white.
Okay.
El Rey.
El Rey.
No.
Hey, girl, look, I do my research. And Facebook ain't hard to find. So,
that answers that question.
Yeah, and you got Andre Harrell, the founder of
Uptown
Records, man, and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, as we talk about 50 years of hip hop, and a lot of folks didn't even realize that Andre was an artist.
Yeah, he was.
He was an artist.
Not too much. So I remember the last times I hung around, that was at the Tyler Perry rap party years ago.
Which show?
Bob had invited. That was for.
She got so many shows.
I know. It was a movie.
That's crazy. She can't. Wow.
It was a movie, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So the multi-talented, for the folks that are checking the show out, we've got the multi-talented Miss Ramona Debreaux. And right now we're just starting this thing. So of course, Lorenzo and I, everybody that know us personally, we've been in radio forever. And Ramona is one of the folks in the business in radio. So we're going to talk about that. But one of the reasons why we got Ramona on here is because of the success of something that she has been doing. But we don't get to that yet because we're still in radio mode. Yeah, that's right. We're still in radio mode. We're going to talk about that.
Incriminating, so I'm glad I stopped.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Keith Sweat. Keith.
Oh, I was going to put a Fat Joe, but we can talk about Keith Sweat.
No, but the funny thing is, so I had to do some ends for Keith's show. And so the joke was, because me and Wayne were just dating at the time, I had to go in the back studio, and they said, "Where'd Ramona go?" And they said, "Oh, she's in the back with Keith." And they looked at him and said, "You left your girl
with Keith?"
With Keith?
He back there begging.
There
you go, telling me no again.
They had this whole joke on my now husband, like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, he don't like nobody.
That's like sending your girl in Vegas to go see Usher by herself. Don't want that. You want that.
And sitting her in those prime seats. It's going down if she sits in that prime seat.
Yeah.
They said, "You left your girl in the back with Keith Sweat."
You deserve everything you go get.
I know Keith ain't trying to talk to nobody.
Right.
Keith is funny though. He's a funny dude. I remember him and Jacquees.
Yeah. King of R&B.
Yes. I see what he talking about. I was there. Remember we had Winterfest?
At Winterfest. I remember that.
Yes,
I remember that.
I said, Keith, look at how old the boy 12 years. He's 12, man. Like this don't even got nothing to say the same.
He the king of R&B.
That's for sure. Been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I'll be right back. I can grab my phone. Right back.
Go grab your phone. So Ramona.
Yes.
What's this? I mean, what was this with Fat Joe? What's going on? It looked like a car and bike show. Because I see the backdrop.
I think it was.
Car and bike show.
Definitely car and bike. He Yeah, that was definitely Car and Bike.
Car and Bike Show. So, folks, if you're checking us out, feel free to hit us up in the chat line. And if you're checking us out on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscription button. Please, please, please. Definitely share. If you're on Facebook, hit the like button. Hit that thumbs up button. Yeah, do that. We've got the beautiful Miss Ramona Debreaux, multi-talented. We're talking radio right now, but we're going to be talking about movies and production and all of the other cool stuff.
Yay.
Right. Now, wasn't a Waka Flocka Flames going on here?
Now, you know, Deb Anthony is my homie.
Dude, I got a meeting with Deb next week. With
because Deb, I get Deb on you. That's my goon right there.
You know what? I saw her. You know what?
Voices, so they be like, stop sounding like people.
From watching her on Love and Hip Hop, you can say she can play that goon role.
That's Deb.
No, Deb looked like she could go at you for real. You know?
Look.
So
Eric, owe me $5. I'm calling Deb. That's the whole like for real.
Yeah. I can see Walker can't get away with nothing. His mom looked like she would lace his up. Like, hold on.
So laid back compared to Deb,
to Mom Dukes. Yeah. I get that. So in addition to that, we're going to talk about what we came to. Actually, before that, this was Super Bowl, I think.
Oh, yeah, it was.
It was Super Bowl. Michael Vick, Newport News, VA, my folks that's my hometown. Stand up. We got Vick in the picture. We got Jeezy there.
That's a dope picture, though.
Bill Bellamy. I was just watching something on Bill Bellamy. He was telling them stories. You ever watch Bill on his Facebook where he actually tells stories about hanging out with Michael Jordan and hanging out with folks?
Oh, he's the best.
Oh, he tells
he's
some
the
stories.
Best. He's the best storyteller.
Stories.
Yes.
Tell some stories. So, wait, Greg Street. Greg was on the Grammys.
I said something to Michael Vick then. I said something to him.
What'd you say to Mike? That
was really one of my first times running into him because I don't understand why people, to me, certain things that happened, they baffle me.
Right.
He was never out here like in the clubs and stuff. We had to host clubs a lot.
Right.
He's one of those people, you never really saw him out there like that.
Right.
Ever. So when anything went down, I was just so surprised, like, huh? He ain't even one of these ones in the club. Like, it didn't make sense. But I think running into him at that moment, like, yo, you should stay in the A. Like, stay here. Like, just move back. Like,
he doing television now every Sunday. Mike doing his thing, man.
He's doing his thing. But I'm saying, I think that the love, there's a base for you. Like, I know people who say,
they love Vic in Atlanta.
You play in a city for a very long time, and no matter what, now you're indoctrinated. You're like an honorary citizen of that city. And being from Pittsburgh, I do understand that, and I knew a lot of people who played football and basketball. And when you leave your city that they've gotten to know you in, you sort of,
But you know what? One of the things I think that what makes Mike so special, besides the fact that he played ball here, is the way that Arthur Blank won't allow us to forget him. So if you go to the football games, the pre-roll at the game is Mike running around in the ring for some of the, as we highlight Deion Sanders, Matt Ryan, Michael Vick, they highlight all of the old players at every game, and they bring Vick back to ride in the convertible, to ride on the field. I mean, the thing about it is,
I saw a couple of those clips of some of the Dirty Birds.
Man. So they won't allow us to let him go.
Yeah, I remember Jeezy. We had the same attorney with my record deal. And I remember he signed in that November time, and my deal was February, and and Kevin Lyles actually walked out like
Kevin
right
Lyles.
after mine was signed. But that's the first time I ever met Jeezy was at I want to say maybe one of the publishing companies and then at my attorney's office.
And we've got Jeezy performing tomorrow night.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
I know.
It's sold out.
Small world with people.
Yeah, sold out 20,000 people.
Woo!
It's gonna be crazy tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll be there. So we've talked about. I've got more pictures I could show, but we want to make sure we be respectful of your time. But before we're gonna talk about what we came to talk about and some more stuff, since I had an opportunity to talk to you prior to us going on, we're gonna talk about the soap and the lotions and all the other stuff. Watch yourself. Pause. They what y'all thinking? Yeah. I know my friends be like, what y'all going? Is it about to get real up in it? No, not yet. So, but no, what we came to talk about is what's really going on right now in your life. Something that you just embarked on. Well, you've been doing it a while, but it all comes to fruition. Basically, let's hold on for a second. Let me see if I can do this, because I got to do this the right way. Here we go.
This Christmas, when Atlanta's most eligible bachelor billionaire has family obligations.
We simply feel that you should think about settling down.
And this is your solution. A Christmas gala focused on me.
Son, it's just a few weeks away.
The press is gonna have a field day.
It'll be mostly our friends and close acquaintances.
I am done with the Tanya situation. That was years ago. I have moved on.
Yeah, I've been hurt. And then we blame God.
Daniel's girl fans, they still seem to be a little thirsty.
I like his shirt. You can call me later.
Ari.
If I could just high-five her face with my hand, she better be glad I just got my nails done.
Until help from an angel and a not-so-chance encounter with a beautiful event planner.
Because this is Daniel's launch, the two of you will be working hand in hand.
I was wondering if you wanted to maybe have lunch today.
Helps Daniel to see things a little differently.
D, I ain't seen you happy like this in a long time. You are beautiful. Like, real fine. Like, you just pop out 3 or 4 kids and snap right back.
No. Don't even go there. No.
Because this is a great way to introduce your Love Box Foundation.
The claws come out,
There's always a way to get what you want.
forcing the heir to the Anderson fortune to have to decipher
Really have to be careful with people who are good and pretending.
who's real from who's fake.
All right, well, we'll take to the highest. Oh.
Barbie, she didn't have any options, just him.
He'll find it a wife.
That's a good thing. Mom, if it's my life, shouldn't I find my good thing?
He Who Findeth, a Cinderella Christmas tale.
Yeah. Ramona Debreaux. So let's talk about He Who Findeth, a Christmas Tale, and why it is so important. This is the first movie that you've written and got put out.
Yes, it is. And
start from the beginning. How it came about? What's the deal?
Okay, so first of all, I just want to credit all the men I've ever worked with on the air who always kept saying that women were going to be in trouble because there was such a shortage of men in Atlanta, and it was all these women that didn't want them and all this. Okay, so I got tired of that message. I was like, look, guys, you cannot believe that there's an abundance over here, and then when it comes to women, we just gonna be in trouble and alone and destitute and just forgotten. Like it don't work like that. You can't be lukewarm. Either you believe in prosperity or you don't. And you can't believe in it for you and not her. So right. I got tired of that. And one of the reasons why the Sappy Love rom-com channel is the number one is their number one consumer is women all ages, 18-54, across the board, all ethnicities. Why is that? Because we love a good
love story.
A love story. We want
with a happy ending.
With
gotcha.
Nobody that pain, doom, and gloom. Y'all, I'm trying to tell you something. I'm trying to tell you, we already got to deal with that. Don't nobody want no reality. I mean, we want to get away from that and think about it, or at least dream again. You know, like dream again. Heard a pastor give a sermon that said, I want, dream again. Dream again, women. Like, and that's what this is. But it also is a story that, no one is ever forgotten, including that bad date. And everybody gets grace to start tomorrow in a different direction. Right. If you get a new beginning tomorrow, you can get it. No matter how naughty you've been, especially around Christmas time. Just like our friend Ariella in the movie. Because
she was something else.
Boy, that Lakita Renee can act her butt off. Boy, that
girl good. That girl good.
Well, Ramona, let me ask you this. How long ago did you write this? Or this is something that was able to get picked up quickly? Because, you hear stories about people writing screenplays and they try to shop it and, they get no's, or someone says, yes, I'm interested in it, but then it sits on the shelf for a couple of years. How did that develop for you?
So quite honestly, I wrote this in 2016, right before I found out I was pregnant with Zoe.
2016?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Then, of course, after I had Zoe, we revisited when we were going to shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
But 2019 rolls around and we're literally now casting.
Wow.
Then 2020, good old early 2020.
Yeah.
Boom, shut down. So it's been 6-7 years. I mean, It wasn't 10 exactly.
Right.
It's definitely about 6-7 years. So it took that long. Now I know it has taken them much longer.
Yeah.
But I was persistent, and and my husband, so I think at first he really didn't want to read the script at first, because you know how it is, like your loved one's like, okay, here, I'm giving you my soul. I want you to critique it and let me know. But we don't really mean that, but we do. I did. So he didn't read it at first, and then
hold on. Let's start this up right there.
He's like, I like this.
Hold on. That's her husband. That's the
picture.
Hey,
I don't even got that picture.
Facebook, boo boo. You got it on Facebook. You just don't know it. You got it on Facebook. Looking like Phyllis Hyman. So,
now, okay.
So
that's a huge compliment coming from E. Lee.
Yeah, you know I'm a Phyllis Hyman fan.
What?
So let's talk about, let's talk about your husband, because your husband ain't just, when you say your husband, talk about your credits of what your husband do.
So he literally ran a studio. He ran a studio where they put together the footage that people would shoot for TV commercials in particular. And then he wanted to go long format. But the editors at his facility were used to short format. They were used to getting their stuff done in a week, a couple hours a day, a few pages a day, and going home and living a great life and getting paid, right? So introduced doing long format. There was like, doing movies, that take a long time. We can make the same amount doing a commercial for 60 seconds. So there was a little bit of opposition to it. But what it did was send him on a quest to find long format editors. And Soul Train was one of the first live shows that he brought a lot of business in, and they had Turner. So like I tell you, they did all of the Turner Network stuff. So if it wasn't, like I said, Honey Boo Boo, it was a lot of big network shows that we know.
Right.
When he brought that, and he brought Soul Train, and then he brought their first movie in, which was Raising Izzy, which was Roger Bob when he ventured off, and Angie Bones when they went over and they did something with GMC, now Up. So that was the first movie, and then they did Girlfriend's Getaway 1 and 2 with Terry J. Vaughn and Cass. So, we've had some great partners and family. I call them family, that they feel like family to us, but we've had a lot of people say, hey, I'm venturing off on my own. And so eventually we decided as a partnership that he was going to start his own post house because there was enough work in our community to sustain and for us to prosper.
Wow.
And so, I think Girlfriend's Getaway was actually the first movie we did on our own, with Overstreet Post. So from there, we did some award shows. We did a lot of things. And then that turned into actual full-scale production. When I met him, and even back in the day when I was at Hot, I was teaching myself how to shoot and edit. And of course we knew how to edit because it was the same thing as editing the Vox Pro or editing tape or any of those things, just digitized.
Right.
So radio people transition into movies, I think, even better because we have to turn it around real quick.
Right.
And the movie world does not work that fast at all. They edit in slow-mo. And that's how it's always been. Like, he saw me edit. He was like, you edit so fast. I'm like, I'm not used to going so slow. I'm like, why do they go so slow? He's like, that's how it is. I'm like, they won't be done for a month. He said, that's actually when it's due. I'm like, they could be done in a day. Like, he's like, it don't work like that.
You're using the Tyler Perry approach.
Yeah, like, and that's why radio and record people, when we get into the other side, we're like, they like, y'all grimy. Like, I said, grimy, like bad grimy.
We're not grimy. We about it.
We're just more raw than them because
gotta get it done because we were under time constraints. You got to have it up the next day.
Yes, but if you get an interview that comes into your show, you sometimes only have 10 minutes to get that thing cut. And so the interview was 6 minutes. You basically have double time. You have 12 minutes. So if you got to play it that hour, you got to get to cutting.
Right. Cutting and splicing.
Ooh, no, you didn't say splicing.
Yeah. Shout out to Wanda Hayes in the house. Thanks for checking in.
Hey, Ma.
Yeah. Ramona Wanda was our regional for Mercury for years up in Virginia.
The Mid-Atlantic region.
Mid-Atlantic region. So she always checking in. You know Michael Johnson, right?
Of course.
Yeah, she worked with Mike.
Okay. What up, Wanda?
Yeah. So so let's stay on this movie stuff. So, what was the biggest project that your husband edited on? Did he do any stuff for Marvel?
Gosh, we've done a lot of stuff. Now, if you look at, but this is the challenge. So, if you look at any kind of movie like that,
right,
you're going to have several post houses, several graphics companies
working on it.
Pick up a big movie like that.
Right.
So, if you say, did he work on XYZ? And I could tell you, well, our editors did sound or sound parts or parts of the color or parts of something on this, that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there was a big deal that was in the paper. Don't splash that newspaper.
I won't put it up.
Which was right before the pandemic. It was a $150 million deal that his company Go Media, which is he and Len Gibson, signed to bring that amount of money through Georgia, and it was going to employ graphic artists, editors, all of those people who they usually send that work out. So they'll say, oh, this amount was spent in Georgia, but it's usually, I guess, it's never bottom line, right? So once it's done and the production's done, the editing goes back to LA, most times LA.
Right.
We wanted to keep that money in here in-house or in Atlanta or in Georgia because there's a lot of talented people who are graduating from amazing universities and broadcast schools that are learning how to edit, and they need that mix the picture experience, and they'll never get it unless they go out to LA.
Right.
And we just really wanted to level the playing field. So that deal was a big deal, but the pandemic killed it because we were set to do a couple of movies, a Spielberg movie actually. And when the pandemic happened, production on that movie stopped, and they didn't know how they're going to finish the production, let alone edit it. So that deal, which was really big, it was in Variety and all these, it was a big deal, but unfortunately,
I still got the magazine with them on the front.
Yes. Yeah, it was a huge deal. So, but it's okay because the pandemic forced Len and Wayne and myself, like their Go Media, and then there's me. Hey, the other Overstreet. I say go. the other O is me on the end supporting, but it forced everybody to get creative during the pandemic and figure it out. So we had a #1 box office hit during the pandemic, which was at the drive-through, but it was a horror movie called Followed about a guy trying to get social media followers. So he went to this haunted house for likes, and it was really so creepy that we really didn't want to watch it. And then but we were producers on it, and so it was #1 for I think 2 or 3 weeks at the box office. So that was cool. We pulled that one out. But then also we did For the Love of Money. We were producers on that with Cat Williams and Carrie Hilson and Keith Sweat was in there. Rotimi, a lot of people were in that movie. So we were able to do that sort of in that pandemic time. But we have about 20 something movies right now on Tubi that we distribute. And that includes our movie too. So
wow. What is the video software of choice to edit?
Okay, so if I was really trying to get into it and you want to deliver to a network or somebody the right specs and you don't want it to fail QC, which is quality control, fail you. Believe me, that there's a whole lingo and understanding behind the scenes that people don't get. So you can mix it in your basement all you want, bro. But
you don't have the rights, right? Exactly.
It's going pass QC. But so I would say there's a lot of people who still use Avid. It's its own Avid language. I love Final Cut. I like FX. I love Final Cut.
Wow.
To me, it's very Premiere, but I still rock with Final Cut. I love it.
I use it, so that's why I asked. Okay. Yeah, I use it. Yeah. I liked it. I liked the original one before they went to the next level. I think it was Final Cut 7.
But they all those issues almost quick, like it's so quick that you know it's easier than FX7 than Final Cut 7 is.
I think that's why I liked it. They made it for commercial use, so everyone would be able to use it. So.
That's why editors hated it, because they didn't like the average person having access to such a powerful tool.
Exactly.
So hate on it. But why are you hating on it? Because it doesn't. Well, it did, it had issues. That was a long time ago. Like that was like when the first.
You're right. But I mean, there are things you have to have all the plugins. If you get the right plugins, then you can do anything that you want with it. So, So no, I do I got used to it. But when they first changed, I think it's when 10 kicked in, I was very, very upset. I was using Premiere for a long time. And then I said, okay, let me get back to this Final Cut. So everything I do now that I edit, I use on Final Cut. So that's good. That's good to hear.
All of them have something, right? There's syncing issues there. I know we had a premiere and somebody made a movie theater file. DCP, is it what it's called? But we had a surround file copy that the editor sent in a hurry to make our premiere. Well, here we are watching it, and you see the iPad and has, you're supposed to see a visual on the iPad and that the actor is holding, you see nothing. Because all the files didn't transfer over. So
right.
And it transfers over and then flattens back into what we know as a movie. When that happens, of course, it's not like that on the streamers, but it was for that particular file. But so I always tell people, none of them are foolproof. You just got to still check your work.
Right. Ramona, I'm going to jump in here and pose a question because it looks like she has just disappeared. Okay, but we talked about your movie, and I'm not going to let Eric not get his flowers, and I don't think we mentioned fact that no, we want to mention the fact that the movie trailer that you just showed that she wrote the screenplay for, you are actually in the film, Eric. So Eric, why don't you talk about that experience and what is it like for you, Ramona, to know that you wrote this screenplay to find that one of your friends is in that same movie?
Go, Ramona.
Okay, so I forced him. I went up to his.
I was going to say, I was going to
say a movie, right? You gonna eat your cornbread? Forced him. I did.
She would come out like that.
You said what?
You gonna eat your cornbread? You gonna eat your cornbread?
You would come by my desk and say, "Hey, you gonna be in my movie?" Yeah, I'll be in your movie. I'll be in your movie.
See my whole face?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you didn't even have to audition for that? Oh, man. I got to give you a big round of applause for that. I got to give it up for that. I got to give it up for y'all.
I appreciate it.
That's what family is supposed to do.
No, it was, the thing about it is I was cracking up because Ramona has seen my work. She's seen my reels and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. But her husband didn't. He didn't really know. And after I did the show, he was like, dude, everything they said about you was true. I said, what are you talking about? They said everybody said that you were really good. I said, well, yeah, I'm okay. She says, no. You are really, really good. And I was like, yeah, I didn't want to embarrass Ramona. So it was a good experience. I got a chance to act with people that I've been in the business with, and like Brad, but this wasn't the first time I did work with Brad because it was years ago. But at the same time, I got, it was funny because when my mom watched the movie, she's like, the father, that's the guy that's on the Tyler Perry, the Oval. You went there with him?
The father, Javon.
Yeah, I said, yeah, I was there too, Ma. I was in there too. Shit, I watch him all the time. I got real stars in there. I thought ain't that the boy with Tyler Perry that played on? Yeah, Ma. Yeah. So my question to you, Ramona, because you had a lot of folks in that movie.
We did.
Say the name of the movie again. Say the name of the movie.
Oh, yeah, of course. He Who Findeth.
That's right.
Christmas Tale, starring Brad James and Erica Hubbard.
And where can they find it right now?
It's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi.
It's on Mansa, which is David Oyelowo's and Nate Parker's streaming service. Of course, Robert Smith is one of them.
That's Nate Parker's streaming service? Oh, good for him.
It's called Mansa. M-A-S-A.
I did not know that.
That was
Wanda said if you're looking for a grandma, I'm a church lady, call her. She's an ordained minister.
Yeah, she's hip. She's hip.
You know what happened? We actually had a shortage of people because here's the problem with Black folks. Black don't crack. Okay, so we needed people to look like they were the parents of people. And the issue with that is...
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Even Javon was too...
Javon didn't want to do it.
I mean, I said, Javon, can you go gray? We literally had to gray him up a little bit because he looked like Brad Bigger Bravo. It was just really hard for us to... So for casting African Americans is very difficult because you have to go so far up in age just to get a mom or a dad because everybody, even if they're 50,
I find
like 30-year-old.
I find I have that same problem. Ray, shout out to Ray Van Groove. Yo, what up, Ray? So Ray's a good friend of ours.
Hey,
yo, Big Ray. Yeah, of course.
Dang it, dude, dang it. He was supposed to be. Was
Ray supposed to be in it?
Ray was supposed to be in the bad date scene.
Oh, he was. Oh, that scene was hilarious.
I want him to be Mike Ben was the waiter, but he was going to be the chef. So what you guys don't see is the chef, the staff of the kitchen had bets against this terrible date because he goes all the time. He takes dates there all the time, and they see him strike out. And by the time the date is done, the girl is running. So they had like a bet, and Ray was supposed to be the cook with the timer, with the cook hat. I had this big, it said Ray on it. Right. So I was really upset when he didn't make it because he couldn't make it. He had to be on the air. But not only that, we ended up having to cut that part of the scene because of for time. So,
but to go back to what you said, Ramona,
ended up on the cutting room floor.
But to go back to what you said about casting Black folks,
yes,
there have been many a times that I would get a breakdown of the character, and it would give the age range, and people were like, you're in the age range, but you don't look it, so we can't cast you as that. And I was like, huh? It's like you look too young to play the role that we're looking for. So I would literally, when I saw things come up early enough, I would just let my facial hair grow out if I could.
Right.
Just to try to age myself so I could get the damn role.
Yeah. You know what? That's another thing, even with voice talent, voice acting. I did a Barbie movie before the live action Barbie movie. So I was a character in the It Takes Two one that's on Netflix. It's very new. But it was like 22, it came out or something. It was like last year. And I luckily they just needed a particular sound. But I remember when we would get these auditions for video, those networks, they would say it has to appear to be 25 to 34. So it didn't matter if you were 50, because old boy was like 50 and he was looking like he was 25. So he stayed in that position at one of those networks for a very long time. You just needed to look between this age for some of those things. But yeah, and it's the same way in acting, because the kids that they have playing 7-year-olds are really like 11.
Oh no, what's crazy was when I found out Regina King played both voices in the Boondocks.
Right.
I was like, that's crazy.
She's a beast. She's a beast at it.
Well, folks, definitely, if you're checking us out, hit us up in the chat section if you can. Make sure if you're checking us out on YouTube to hit the subscription button, as well as share. And if you're on Facebook, don't forget to hit the like button. Shout out to my man, Charles Mitchell. He's proud of us, Ramona. It's his kind of movie. Once again, shout out to my man, Will Barnes. He does a lot of commercials, but he said that this commercial won't last forever. Anything you need, let him know.
Hey,
commercials actually do last forever.
Residuals. Come on, Will.
Hey, that's a national commercial.
That's a national.
Hey, man, I'm coming home. You're taking me out.
At least 3 years. What was the deal that SAG made with them when they ended this strike? Did they do anything with commercials? They need to step that game up, boy. I had a national commercial. That joint ran for about 3 years. I was so happy just going to the mailbox. Like, there's another check. You know? Look, it's a beautiful thing.
Hey, you saw what I told you when I came home for homecoming.
There I am.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So Ramona.
I can't hear you now, but I'll turn it.
Did you hear us, Ramona? Tell us about those. You mentioned about the residuals. How important are those? And if you have any questions, please enter them in the chat as well. But how important are residuals, and how,
we just lost her again.
We lost. Okay.
Ramona,
the Raiders are blowing out San Diego. I don't know if you can see it. 21 to zip. It's still the first quarter. Oh, they just moved into the second quarter. 13 minutes left to go. 21-0.
Oh, there she go.
Vegas.
You there? I can't hear you. She
has internet issues.
She got internet issues. But I want when we bring Ramona back. I think she popped in again.
I am here.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. I want to ask her. Go ahead, E, because I want to ask her about how to get into voiceover video, I'm gonna say movie voiceovers. How do you get into that? Or do you need an agent, or is it just basically being a part of the Good Old Boy Network?
And
I'm asking that question for myself. I'm not gonna front. You know, I might, you know, if we're going to talk later on, you give me some more details, we could do that later. But I think some people probably want to ask that question.
You know what's interesting is that some of them I had to fake a little bit before I made them. Before I made it, fake before you make it. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Had to because there definitely is sometimes a cat like there are a lot of people who are friends and they have agents and they in the circles already. Like my husband knew I was doing a lot of VO way before, obviously years before I met him.
Right.
But I met for the first time, what's her name? Susan something, that was the first voice of Siri. I was like, whoa, you're like the godmom of like all VO.
Siri girl.
What you want to be, right? And then of course they replaced her voice with a younger, more Gen X friendly, millennial-y friendly voice, right? So first Siri, and then there was another Siri that came along. But talking to her and meeting her and other people who have done this for a very long time in general market, I realized that there are some things that I cannot, like I'll say general market, and then there's urban market.
Right.
And I can sound very general market. I've always been that way. And when I got on the air first for a long time in Atlanta, they're like, who is the hip hop white girl?
Who's the white girl on the radio?
Who is the hip hop white girl? You got to do a break for us. You got to do a break.
Do the hip hop white girl.
Can we hear the hip hop white girl?
Like but it literally on the diaries.
Oh, that's right. Because hold on. Let's explain that. For those of you,
they would write that on the diary.
Yeah, we got to let people know. For people that don't know how we get rated, in certain markets,
that is
at one time all markets, but it's changed now.
Right.
What they would do is they would send people in the area a folding book, probably about 8 or 9 pages, and what you do is write down your favorite radio station and the times that you listen to. And they had spaces in there that you can name the chop or the program, if it's the Quiet Storm or if it's the mix, the 5 o'clock mix. So what you're saying, people between the hours of when you were on said, I like that white hip hop.
So
I know Hegwood had something to say about that too.
I'm a prep. I am who I am. I love hip hop. I love all music. I literally love big band jazz. I swear. I went to a Michael Bublé concert. I was jammed. I was so freaking happy. I'm a geek like that. I just love music. And a connoisseur of music will love music. I remember I was hanging with Chuck D, and he introduced me to Lou Reed, Take a Walk on the Wild Side. I mean, when I tell you, if you love music, you just love music. It does not the genre, right? And so I'm one of those people. And remember, I'm a vocalist too. So, I'm just consuming it. But I love hip hop. Like there's like I told you, the ciphers I want to end. Like y'all was not gonna leave me out. And I taught myself how to DJ. And no joke, like for real, because y'all was not gonna leave me out. And so with that, I developed an appreciation for DJs. I developed an appreciation for every facet, every bit of of hip hop, of the culture. But I didn't necessarily sound like the people that were in hip hop, right? I just loved it. And
especially in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Like they were like, you have like Rich Nice was one of my first managers. Mingo was my first one, and then Rich was my second manager, and he was managing Trackmasters at the time. And he was like, you're like this hip hop preppy. He's like, you're hip hop, you're preppy, you're like this girl next door, hip hop, preppy, like he's like, I can't explain it. So I was a geek. I was like, so I'm a sort of a glam tomboy hip hop.
All
of that, right? So it was just funny to hear him try and describe it, especially my manager. So that was hard. But so that was funny. But that's sort of how I was. So on the air, I refused to be anybody else. I was not gonna get on there and do, like, some kind of hip hop face, like, and pretend like, yo, it's so good. But I have done commercials where they'll say, like, it was for a particular artist, like, and it was a little harder. So I would have to go harder on not harder on the delivery, the more hip hop side of Sears, like I would have to be, it would, and then like if I did a commercial
She
for
said the more hip hop side of Sears.
like if I did a commercial, like, okay, so I'm doing an Erykah Badu. And then if it was like, like, let's say
she went down there. Do that one again. She went down. Yeah. Did you hear how she went down? She went Erykah Badu.
Window seat, Erykah Badu. Right. So then if it was like, oh God, what was it? I did Young Money. I did a lot of their commercials.
The Young Money commercials?
Yes. I did Young Money. I did Nicki Minaj's commercial. Yeah, that's right. Drake, Nicki Minaj, Young Money. Yeah. So it was like Nicki Minaj. Like it was like all grimy. Like it was like, oh,
so let's get back to the movie.
Depending on the reel, people would say, can you do, especially networks, they have to be very careful.
Yeah, I can imagine.
How they say it
to you. Pull up the reel. Yeah, I know what they want to say, but they can't say it. It's like, can you
make it more urban?
When you did that one for Nicki Minaj, can you give us that with a little soft edge? And I'm like, oh, I know what you mean. You want Sister Girl.
So they can't say Sister Girl.
They can't say Sister Girl. She's like, with that, like
But if you're in a session and they say, I want Sister Girl, would you be offended by that? Yeah.
And they know that.
But it's what they want.
I'm not offended very much. Easy. I'm not. I don't.
I think it's like when somebody says, "Can you make it blacker?" I mean, what's blacker?
But if it's that, but if we're in a session, I mean, if you're trying to communicate what you want, I mean, we're not. This is not Hollywood Shuffle. And Tommy, you done kilted my brother. We're not doing that. Or stick your butt out a little bit more. We're just like, yo, I just want you, just.
I need a little more edgy, a little more edgy, a little edgier.
I don't know. If we're in a session and that's what they want, I'm gonna give them what they want, and they don't know how to articulate it.
You give them what they want, right? And I'll ask,
make it more street.
Who is this for? Who is my audience? Who is my target? If you told me suburban soccer mom drives the van with the sliding door, she picks up everybody, she makes the kids lunch, I know how to deliver that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, I heard you say that. I saw how you did that.
It's different. It's
different. Right.
Stop.
It's hard. But guess what? You've got this, girl. Like, there is a difference. You have to know who the heck you're talking to. So that's part of it. I read details a lot because
what is it? There's a difference between Atlanta and surrounding areas. Atlanta is surrounding areas.
You know what? There's specific auditions for people from the New Orleans area, and that's different than Atlanta.
Absolutely.
I cannot fake that, baby. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I just offended y'all. I'm sorry. My last name, I can't cook Cajun. I can't do it. I part of me is there, but it's in my soul. It's in my DNA, but I can't cook it. I can't talk it. Okay. So I stay away from those auditions because I don't want someone like, what is she doing? Is she doing in her face?
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to offend.
She's doing New Orleans face.
So I got a question because we did talk about this. And I don't know how much you can talk about it, but we're going to try to broach the subject. Since you have done the movie,
yes,
and you're getting a lot of publicity on it,
yes,
people are starting to reach out to you.
Yes,
and they're not from Atlanta.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Talk about what is starting to transpire on the success of the movie, the promotion, the media, everything that's happening with the movie. And what are people trying to put their hands on you for now?
Okay, so I will say that the people that, because it's a small circle.
Right, that's why I said broach whatever you can broach.
It's still the same people, but the great news is that people honestly did not know that I was even interested in writing film,
right,
or that I had the talent to do it. They knew that I was a media maker. So I've created lots of short form content, television shows. We had a streaming situation. We had Good Life TV and Influencer TV. And so I got busy and created a lot of originals for those two networks.
Right.
And that sharpened my skills with creating television shows. And so last year I was able to write on Twisted Dish, which is on Aspire, executive produced by G. Garvin and Aspire TV. And so Go Media, wow, all the Wayfield Foods commercials I was doing and all of the videos that I was shooting prepared me for that. But then the writing for the actual television aspect of it was all a culmination of the stuff I've been doing. So here I'm on IMDb with 50 episodes of a cooking show that are going to probably air forever. And we have still like 20 something left. Every Sunday another one comes out. Right. So that's big, and that got me out there as well. But I was doing a whole lot. Like I said, I was running around with the camera and shooting shows and exploring and all that. So it just furthered the conversation. Like, damn, you are not going away. You're just not really, Ramona.
That's
like,
beautiful.
You're not playing, right? Like, because some people say, oh, I wrote a movie, I got a movie, and it's like, okay. They're not really that serious. They just want to kind of jump into it, but they're not really dedicated to it. I told Wayne, I wrote this movie and it's going to get done. I don't care if I have to get 3-4, iPhones and set up my lights, because I have like maybe 12 lights. 12, lights.
Right.
Not knows, but they're lights. And I was buying LED lights. Angie Bones and them used to laugh like, Ramona, what you got in your purse? What's the camera and she said, you gonna pull out a light grid out your purse? Like, because I used to find all this stuff that I could carry as a woman who was shooting content. So I would make up home show. I mean, like, for real. So now it furthered the opportunities. So I have 3 more rom-coms on slate for next year. I mean,
that's what I tried to get out. Wait, so these rom-coms, I mean, what network we talking? Can we talk? Can you say, oh God, I hate that part.
You said the big. She said the big ones.
Yeah. And I can't even. Anyway. But we know she's got 3 rom-coms coming up on the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Explain what is a rom-com to those that may not know.
Romantic comedy. Everybody feels good in the end. Not a whole lot of hardship.
Right.
A lot of love, and it's a comedy too at its heart. So it's about, that whole journey of finding the one. And that could be very comical, especially in our movie, He Who Findeth a Cinderella Christmas Tale. That could get very complicated, but at the end of the day, everybody gets some kind of happy ending with most rom-coms.
Yeah.
Some rom-coms, oh Lord, they're not.
And you have 3 of those coming. That's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, just in case you need. Now, let me tell you what Ramona told me one day, because I said, look here, next time you write me up, I want to be a police officer or a detective. She was like, not none of my movies, because we're not going to have that type of conflict. So, I remember saying that, and we were, after the premiere that we did on Friday, we did a red carpet on Friday about the movie, and we had a Q&A session. And Ramona talked about that there were people and forces that wanted her to have more conflict in the movie. And she says, not my movie. And she stuck by her guns. Talk about that.
It's true. And very surprising sources too. I consume this product. I am a consumer of rom-com. Okay. When I moved down here, I was addicted to arabesque, those novels starring blacks, and they were, like the other ones that with
like mahogany.
With skin, mahogany.
Right.
So I got addicted to that. So I learned, especially when the rom-coms start coming on television, the format intrinsically. And so when I was told, oh, but the conflict, it bubbles, but it doesn't. And then you need to have him cuss his parents out. Like, no. You ain't cussing nobody out. You ain't cheating on nobody. It's not going to happen. Literally, they were breaking up anyway. If they break up in the movie, it was over anyway. Okay. That's what you find in rom-coms. It is not ever going to be you broke up with them for a person. No, you break up with that person because they're not the one for you. And then, oh, look at him. We discover that we actually could be together. Happy ending. That's what it is. It's never going to be at the expense of someone else's heart, because no one likes to watch that. It doesn't feel good. And that's why we have this cancel culture. People don't understand why people get canceled, because it makes us feel icky. If we find out that you hooked up with someone's husband, it's hard for people to empathize with you. You look like the guy. And even though there's a whole set of circumstances that we may not know, it still looks like you came around and took someone's man, and now you want me to listen to your records. It's very hard for the average consumer to understand that, because they're having their love battles. They're having love battles of their own, and it's like their worst nightmare, right? So you want to give them opposite of that. Rom-coms, especially with these networks, cannot have that type of thing in there. It's just too much.
Right.
It's grimy. And they don't want it, and people don't want to watch it.
Right.
Right.
Ramona, can you give me maybe your top 5 romantic movies of all time? Give me like your top 5.
Oh, geez, this is hard.
I got a couple in my mind. I just want to know if you're gonna
Love
Jones, boom. Love Jones, boom. Love Jones, boom. Go ahead, give me another one.
Love Jones was very complicated. Like it was icky a little bit. Like it was hard love. That was hard love, man.
That's struggle love, baby.
It was so hard smoking.
But there's it was so many layers to it. That's what made it complicated and made it, I guess your word would be icky. But one of my favorites, definitely. Give me another one. Give me another one.
Love basketball.
Okay.
Love and hip hop. No, what was it? Love and
basketball.
Brown sugar.
Brown sugar. Okay.
When'd you fall in love with hip hop?
Yeah. That was dope. That was pretty dope.
Okay.
That was really good. Love and basketball was really good.
That's 3.
Pretty Woman.
Okay. Come on, you got to give me this one though. Go ahead. Number 5. Which one?
Pride and Prejudice.
We don't know that one. That's
Jane Austen. And the reason I say that is
I got to write that one down. Okay.
Jane So Jane Austen, what was she? 15th century, 16th? Was it 16th? 15th? Anyway, so she 18, what was that? 1650, right before slavery ended as 1860. Okay, so anyway, Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice is the basis for most rom-coms. The two characters of Mr. Darcy and Lizzie have been replicated throughout so many of the conflicts that you'll find in movies and literature.
Okay.
He's proud, rich, and she is proud and middle class, but doesn't like the rich. So, you know.
Okay. Yeah. The one I thought you were going to say was The Notebook. Love story.
It was good.
But
Notebook was amazing.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. But you want to see some of us? Is that what it is? Or
no?
Okay.
No, I want to die. I don't want to die. No. I don't want to think about dying.
I told you, ain't nobody gonna die. Okay. Nothing that Ramona's going to do.
But that's what. Oh.
On vacation, bro. I don't want to die with you, Wayne. I love you though. No, so, I want to live.
So outside of the end, if they had an alternate ending, you may have been okay with it. It was great up until that point.
It was gut-wrenching.
Yeah, it was. But it takes you on that emotional roller coaster.
I don't want no roller coaster, man. Like
that ain't her writing. That ain't
okay.
Everybody got their lane.
Yeah, that it was painful.
Harry Met Sally drove me crazy.
Okay.
You know what else? I love Sleepless in Seattle. Watch it, but
Mahogany. No, lady sings the blues.
Too damn hard, man.
Too hard.
Okay, it's not a comedy.
I love it, but Carmen.
Yeah, that's true. But my question was love stories, kind of like love stories. So
Carmen was not a rom-com, but it was a musical. But damn it, that Dorothy Dandridge and Harry.
Yes.
That movie,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
She was that chick.
What? What? You want to talk about a camera loving somebody?
Yeah, you can make me pull up Prime and watch that again.
Carmen Jones.
Carmen? Oh no, that's incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man. He is also big in content producing. And Ramona, you said that you are close with Chuck D.
Yeah.
Nobody's closer than Chuck D than my man El Bravador.
El Bravador.
When I say Public Enemy would come to town, they'd be looking for Brad and Chuck would be out all the time. Remember them days, Lo?
Yeah, I remember. I hung out with them quite a few times. We all hung out.
Actually, Lo's. Hey, sure, you got the. Where that album at, Lo?
12 inches. 12 right over here. Hold on.
So he pulling his Public Enemy 12-inch, where they gave him credit on the album. There it is. They gave him credit on that.
Dope.
Shout out to my man El Bravador out of
Bravador.
And he's a content creator. He's definitely a big content creator.
Wow. So Griff and Chuck, their birthdays on the same day, right?
I don't know. Brad would know.
Yeah.
Brad would know. Yeah.
I think their birthdays are on the same day. And I'm on the July 25th, so he always call me Ms. Leo Lady. What up, Ms. Leo? Because, we're all Leos. Okay.
So now that you've got 3 rom-coms coming next year, we've got Ava DuVernay out there. We've got, what's the sister that wrote Girlfriends and all of that other stuff?
Oh, Amara?
Yeah, Amara. Akil.
Then there's Cass.
And who the young lady that did all of the gosh, what's the one that's she's running pretty much ABC. Can't think of her name.
Oh,
not Shonda Rhimes. Huh?
Shonda Rhimes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about Black creators.
Okay,
Black
gotcha.
Now we got Ramona Debreaux. We got 3 rom-coms. You got your own lane. So I was making fun about Ramona to her. I say, well, you gonna be the next DuVernay or the first Ramona. So.
You know what? I always wanted to be the queen of the happy ending. I like that lane. I like lifestyle TV too. Right. I do. It's fun for me. I mean, I just love creating things, but I also love happy endings. Right. And the way, some of the feedback we got from this movie, and Eric, you are phenomenal. I mean, for real, like Reverend Gerald Durley and we had the Reverend C.T. Vivian's family there. And then we wanted to pay homage to the legacy families. That's another thing with this script, He Who Findeth a Cinderella Christmas Tale, is that I wanted to show that there is actual real Black wealth in Atlanta because, one of the things that I remember when I saw Boomerang as a kid, it changed. It didn't change because, my parents had done well. They went to college or whatever. And, so I seen something different. My mom and dad owned their own house by the time they were 19 and they were Pitt students in Pittsburgh. But seeing Boomerang was like, and it was so invigorating, empowering, seeing Black executives, seeing Marcus's condo, like, come on, like Lady Eloise.
Right.
You got to coordinate. Marcus.
Everybody was a boss or an executive in that movie.
Right.
And you can't tell me that didn't change or put a thought in someone's mind about where to go or what they wanted to be. There were a lot of people that wanted to be business majors, especially because of that movie. That movie, Coming to America was to see, oh, wow, there's wealth in Africa and, all these funny things. But ultimately, we have kings and queens in our midst.
Mm-hmm.
Boomerang was wild. Oh, girl coming out the sky from that helicopter. That was big, y'all. And for us to see that, I'm telling you, a lot of people wanted to be executives. But for me, it was one of the contemporarily, it was a great example of wealth. And I wanted to also put that in my movie. I wanted people to see how Black Atlantans are living, like, for real. They got companies. They got companies. They got legacies. And the legacy families, like the Andrews, the first Black bank, they were there at our premiere.
They were at the premiere. That was crazy. They were. And when you,
I was talking about.
When you watch the movie, as you paid homage, people from Atlanta would know, definitely. But when you talked about the Russells in the building, they built Mercedes-Benz Stadium. If you go by their corporate location, stuff across the country that they've built. And we know who they are. But when you hear it in the movie, if you're from Atlanta, it's like, oh, they just shouted out the Russells. Everybody here knows about the Russells because they built everything, major infrastructure in Atlanta, and they look like us. So when you go to their building, you see stuff that they've done all across the United States.
Yep.
Crazy. And you're like, yo, they did that too?
Mm-hmm.
So Ramona, would you say that Eric was able to capture the true essence because he played a pastor on Queen Sugar as well?
That's why.
Right. Okay. So go ahead.
What I need that.
Mm-hmm.
I need him. I said, I need you. He said, I can play one of the dads. I said, that's very nice, Eric, but I need you to be my pastor.
I sure did. I can play one of the dads.
We didn't know we were going to get Leland at the time for Lizzie's dad. To play Lizzie's dad. And I literally said, oh, that's really nice, Eric. Oh, I need you there too, but I can't have you doing both. Now, I could make you a pastor daddy, but, Eric was, I knew that Eric could convey, though. I knew he could knock those lines. Because if you listen to what he's saying to Daniel it is important that he understood it himself. And although he don't play one on TV, and you may not know this about him, there's a lot of depth to Eric. And he does have some really good advice under his sort of carefree delivery on most subjects. Sometimes you would think Eric's like, oh, well, you know, you just got to do what you got to do.
True. So true. So true. Right.
Not dismissive. What he did was he processed all of that and said, oh, you quitting? Okay, well, we gotta go. You gotta go. So it sounds like he doesn't care, he's not paying attention. No, he processed that you about to go, oh, well, you know how it is when God puts a dream in your heart. Blah, blah, blah. So that's what he really meant to say, but he doesn't say that. Eric is very to the point. He's like that guy, that first character I saw him play when he had the cigar and he was blowing the circles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was an asshole in that movie.
Well, you act like that guy a little bit.
Shots fired. No. So shout out.
No, you act like him. You're very, you know.
Yeah, you know, I try to be. Look,
that's how you are.
Hey man, I don't let the anxieties of the day mess with me. I'm like, keep going.
Shrug it off.
I mean, scripturally it says, you gotta leave those anxieties around. So they're gone. I mean, because the thing about it, you can't let it fester and grow in you. So shout out to Wanda Hayes once again. Somebody called her while convo with the DJs on, and she said she hates when people call her when she's checking us out.
Oh,
thank you, Wanda.
Oh, I got to give a shout out to my mom. She's watching on IG. So big shout going out. Also, big shout going out to the real J Tech. He's tuned in. Bad Boy Video Show. Yes. Yes. Mom Dukes. I am Rob Love.
Oh, Rob Love?
Yeah, Rob Love. Kev Campbell, Janine joined in. Oh, this is quite a few people here. Leon Bryant, Shell Boogie. What up, Shell? So quite a few people.
I can go IG live because I didn't know how to do it.
Yay.
Say that again, Ramona.
I tried to invite J Tech and Wifey out to the premiere. I didn't have his number in my phone. I don't know what's going on with my phone. It just purged people. But yeah, what up, J Tech?
Yeah, Bravador said, yeah, they do have the same birthdays.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, shout out to Heart Attack. Thanks for checking in. Tack is music director at Wow We back in Norfolk, Virginia with Lorenzo.
Oh. Yes. What up, Tack? Number love, my brother. Happy holidays to you and your family, man.
Tack. So, yeah, you know, the whole thing about playing the pastor, I've got another role coming up. I talked to you about it before. It's coming out. I think it's Black History Month, February. The Hulu is about to release the Martin Luther King story.
Yes.
And I play another man of the cloth. You'll see it.
You found your lane. My brother.
They got me out there preaching. So, but I got a movie coming out in I think it's first quarter. It's Lifetime Network. Somebody got to die. Writing my contracts, I don't die.
Christmas, very happy.
So we know what's next. We've got the 3 rom-coms for you. Inevitably, what's your dream movie to write and direct? Or can you even talk about it?
Okay, so I do have one movie involving a prince, which is my dream.
Okay.
Like I told you, I want to, happily ever after is my thing.
Right.
I wanted to first do a happily ever after for African American women, and I just really wanted to tell this story with what we would deem or who we would deem as a prince figure in our lives, somebody who had it going on, like in Atlanta, we're full of men and women who have a lot of big things happening. So I feel like He Who Findeth was my dream job movie.
Okay.
And now I want to do more of it. I just want to do more of it, because the one thing that we keep hearing from people is that it made them smile. They watched it twice, 3 times. It made them feel good. And you're supposed to, at least for this genre, you want to leave feeling better than you did when you came, and you're hopeful and happy. And that's what I want. We need happy. Like I think the reason people are watching this movie 2-3 times is because we just went through a global pandemic, dude. Like I don't want to watch anything doomsday. Okay. We did doomsday. We did that.
We lived it.
I'm good. So I'm good with doomsday. We know what would happen if a virus took over the world. We have been there, the last ship and all that stuff like that. All that came to life. Now
you saw that movie. You saw that TV show. I got the 6-box CD series, DVD series on it.
I went. Hey, Donna Fleming Dozier. I went literally to the junket of the last ship.
Did you?
Yes, I did, in San Diego.
That's one of my. I got when Rona Mitra died, I almost lost it.
So I literally interviewed him. The lead. What's his name? They called him. He was Dr.
He was the chief. He was the chief.
Yeah, he was the chief, but he played Dr. on Grey's Anatomy. He was, I think, Dr. McSteamy. I think he was Dr.
He was McSteamy.
So, okay. So I went. I did that junket. It was crazy. They gave us gas masks for a promo, but it was a real gas mask, and I was looking for that thing during COVID. But the thing is that I think the reason people are watching the movie 2-3 times is because we need it. We want it. We need it, like your soul. You need like that. You need something that's not gonna make you think that hard, man. Like, and men are the ones that are coming out going, yeah, man, that was all right, man. Yeah, I watched it with my girl. You ain't watched it with your girl. You watched it by yourself 3 times. Like, but and then not giving the movie away, but we had to try to invite the men in without them feeling like you finna watch a girl movie. Like, it's not a girl movie. I wanted to put in the element of what is it like? What does it look like for all of us to get grace, all of us to get to the bottom of some icky stuff that's in here and walk away happy, like happier. Right. Like happier. Cause come on, if we talk to somebody like, yeah, you've been hurt before, haven't you? Like, nobody wants to admit that, and not a dude. There's no guy. I mean, it's bad enough in our community. We don't really talk to anyone to get help.
Right.
Then that leads to all kinds of other things. But I'm saying, like, I didn't want the movie to become a preach session either, but I wanted it to be a conversation starter, because, and I tell you, some of the guys are like, dang, that happened to me, and I ain't never told nobody, but you done brought it out in the movie. I'm like, oh, okay. So,
yeah, but a lot of men are hurt.
You're like,
I'll leave the line alone. I'll leave that line alone. Y'all watch the movie. Watch me say it in that.
That's why she's rolling over there.
Yeah. Y'all can watch me in the movie.
Conversation with his pastor.
Yeah. Brad talks to me about, and I was. Did you ever watch the interview we did with Tigger? I sent it to you.
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Get it when you get it. So Tig said, "So what's your role, Eric? Since you work here, what's your role? You got about 800 jobs." I said, "Well, I'm the spiritual advisor." He's like, "That fits you in so many ways." It was a good interview.
Don't be surprised if Tig sneak in that next one.
Yeah. We, definitely. So, man, Ramona, I ain't gonna hold you for the rest of the night, but I wanted to come in and talk about, the project, what's next, because, women in film, and one time it was hard to find them.
Right.
The door has been knocked open by some pioneers, and you're walking through with it with style and grace. And I want to thank you for allowing me to participate. I mean, you said you was gonna make me be in your movie, but I was gonna be in it anyway, whether you liked it or not. So I just hold my powder. I just gotta hold my powder, keep it dry. I had to shoot you.
Well, Ramona, for the next one, I'll audition. Okay, I'll audition. I want you there. I want to earn it. Okay, all right. I got an IMDb page too. Okay. Yeah, we got some thespians in the building. Oh yes, yeah.
So,
well, you know what, Ice-T?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
So we might be closer to you than you think or know. I'm just give you a clue and a hint there.
Okay.
You might be in your backyard.
Word?
For our
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, the last movie I did was shot here. I think it was just released. I'm not sure where. I just found it on IMDb. Miami Confidential was shot here in Miami. So.
Oh, you're in Miami?
Yes. Yeah, that's where I am. You thought I was in DC?
I thought you were in DC.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Probably when I was talking about WKYS and working with Hegwood.
It could be that.
Yeah, that's what you thought. Yeah. Yeah. So I can come to DC. I got family there. For real.
I got family in Miami. It's all good.
Okay. Definitely.
Man, oh man. So Ramona, tell people how they can find you, social media wise.
First, please watch the movie.
Yeah. Let's get that out of the way, real.
Yeah. Because I started it and I didn't finish it. I started it and then I called Eric because I was so excited, and then I didn't get back to it. So I probably will watch it tonight because the Raiders are blowing out San Diego, so I don't need to watch this game.
Y'all know we're all radio, right? But Carol
Blackman. Yeah, she did that thing. She played that role.
Okay.
She played Mama.
I was like, Carol at the table read. I got up and I looked at her. I said, for real? She said, oh my God, Ramona, how did I do? I said, are you serious right now? I was like, you are amazing. I just looked at her. She was like, oh, okay. I said, Carol, stop acting like you don't act.
I didn't like her.
You're not supposed to because she played the role, right?
She played the rich mama role. Like, you ain't good enough for my son. I was like, I dated a girl.
Ooh.
Her mama thought I wasn't good enough for her. And I was like, and that's what, when I saw Carol, I was like, she just took me back to high school, and her mama didn't like me because I was from the projects, and she wasn't from the projects. She was, But
Carol's role.
Carol wasn't as bad as that, but it took me back there, though.
No, now she plays Ramona Anderson, and okay, I know my name's Ramona. Let me explain. I can explain.
Oh, I heard why. Go ahead.
You know, my mom's name is Ramona, and I'm named after her. And so when I had a daughter, I had to call her Ramona.
Oh.
But so I named the characters after people that we had around us, and people, like, so you'll find Mary, which is Wayne's mom's name. I got everybody's names, everybody's mom and auntie names. Anaya is actually, I have a niece named Anaya. So I just kind of threw them in the movie without throwing them in the movie to pay some kind of love and respect to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you have Ramona Anderson, and Joe was my stepdad, my dad who raised me. So you'll find little nuggets in there.
We call those Easter eggs in sci-fi land.
Okay.
Ramona was sweet.
But I want to follow up with that, Ramona, because I'm currently, and I've shared this with Eric, I'm working on a screenplay right now, right? So you have the characters that in mind, and I am putting certain people that were in my lives, in my life, in those characters. So I'm writing the individuals' names there, right?
Yes.
So actually, I have a cousin. We used to call him Google Eye, right? So because he wore big glasses. So just when I write his character, I write in Google Eye. Now, should I go back? Because there's some people I could, incriminate based on some of the storylines. So, like, should I go back and change the names, or should I keep some of them the same? Because you seem like as if you kept some of the real names in there because you wanted to pay homage.
Wasn't their scenario. So like Ramona Anderson literally is just a rich chick, and she wants her son married off. She wants some grandkids.
Okay.
But she's a sweetheart. She's not like what you're saying. Now, the other mama would discriminate, but we'll see part two.
Yeah, it's true too.
See the movie at the end, you're going to know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But I would say, get somebody, have someone in mind, the character, and when we cast the movie, it turned out some people took on some people, when I wrote it, I envisioned them to be this. And then when we cast it,
it becomes something else. Right.
We just lost her.
She'll pop back.
She'll pop back.
Yeah, I had to ask to eat.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I got her here. I said, this is the opportunity to ask her a question about that. But because it's taking place, like I probably won't even be able to call it Virginia State University. I have to probably call it something else.
Yeah, you better not call our school out like that. Not expect you to get a call from
but when everyone sees it, they're going to know, we know what school that was.
Right. Well, it was because what I had to come to grips with was, even though one character was doing something naughty, the other one was doing nice things. So they both one particular university and college that I mentioned. And, after a while, you don't want to offend anyone, but at the same time, you got to be realistic. Does it think that from their school is a saint? No. Right. But, in our movie, we do a really good job of restoring who wants to be restored. If someone wants a new beginning, then they do that regardless. So we didn't offend people, and that's never our thing. You can make up a fictitious college,
right?
It is what it is. We really wanted to pay respect and love to different institutions. My first choice was Spelman. I wanted to go to Spelman so bad. So all of my cousins, my one cousin's a professor there, and my other cousins have all graduated from there and Morehouse and stuff. So that the spell house, that whole thing's in my family. So of course, be in my movie, but even my sister works down there. I mean, everybody works. My sister, my cousins, they all work there. They go there. That's it. That's my family. So, yeah, that's gonna be in the movie.
That's great.
As long as you are, it just depends if you're implying that there's some really bad things that happened at that school or came from that school, or this one particular business, then that's different. Like I would change the name if you're gonna go hard and be mean, but I would just change the name. There's a lot of
that's what John Singleton did in Higher Learning. He made what was it? Columbus University? Was that the name of the school?
Different world was Hillman. Like, okay, Hillman.
Right. But Columbus University, I have to check and see if they did call it that. Maybe that's a name I could use. I don't know. Yeah, but no, it's some of the things that are going to be part of the storyline. It probably Virginia State University, even though I have a great relationship with the president, they probably would not. No, we don't want people to know that happened at our university.
Okay.
We got stories.
I'll tell you.
Oh, I got stories.
I'll tell you later.
And stuff and things that happen at our university, not because of the school, but just because of the way we lived our lives during that time that I've never seen on screen. So, it'd be like, yeah, we did do that. You know what I mean?
Turning over the police car on the yard.
Yo.
That part.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, the Branch Hall patty raids. Oh my God.
Go down to the Howard Homecomings, and that's
Yep. So
on that campus tour, Black campus tour, we went to one particular Virginia college and university, and on that day of our visit, they told us that when we visited some of the dorms, they said that they weren't allowed to get pizza deliveries anymore because some of the students robbed the pizza.
That's Norfolk State.
Yep.
So
I'm hating. Norfolk State, that's got to be Norfolk State.
Yeah.
The Norfolk State fan like,
I think there was a scene. It was Ice Cube and Higher Learning. They didn't pay when they delivered the food. They didn't pay him.
What about the Don and Dash? Not that I'd ever done that, but I heard about it.
In one school, you said that.
I've seen some stuff. So how can they find you, Ramona?
Oh yeah, for the second time. How can they find you?
I'm trying to be respectful of her time.
Okay, so I'm at Ramona on air. And where y'all go? Is it
right here? That's called
no,
a solo layout.
Yeah, you should have given her more solo space. E.
I'll give you time to shine.
Look at her.
Okay. So at Ramona on air, and that's on Instagram, Facebook. But then, of course, He Who Findeth a Cinderella Tale, Christmas Tale, is on Tubi right now. It's on Mansa. It's on Red Coral, and it will be on Amazon Prime any second. We're looking. Where are you? It's coming.
Hey,
actually,
on that.
Which a lot of people, you know, they're like, hey, I want to support, I want to own it, I want to buy it, and that's really awesome. But yeah, it's on Tubi right now. And here's the cool thing, y'all. So we've gotten a lot of buzz, and they, you know, the people around, I won't name who they are, but some really great people have seen all the press from the different magazines and the reviews. So all of that contributed to, we're in the holiday features right now on Tubi. It's like you just make it and it will happen. You just jump, and in everything, everybody, every person, place, or thing that you need, I put a post out today on Instagram at Ramona on Air, will appear and it will happen. We did not know how this movie was going to get made. All I knew is that it was time to do it. And everything from the camera person to the audio sound guy, the sound designer, every editor, even the director. So shout out to Michael Boogie Pinkney.
Boogie!
Everybody appeared, and it was like we were here the whole time now that we've had a product. And also our HBCU 6 Minutes to Glory show, Go Media, once again, it's on Aspire for a second season, where we go to the Battle of the Bands, and you'll hear directors and students talking about their experiences. We're talking about Virginia, because we was all up in Virginia.
True that.
And it was phenomenal. And my husband is like, oh man, and then this director, some directors, like some kids get to school and they have one outfit in two pair of shoes. So this truly is a beautiful look at our people, and you know what passion can lead to, and how they leave with college degrees. And our fabulous HBCUs. So
I take it he talking about you.
6 Minutes to Glory.
No,
we're talking about Morris Baxter, the Nighthawk.
Right there.
Oh, hey, Morris.
Hey, darling. Yeah, he talking about you at that point. What up, Mo Bax?
What's that, the man?
Hey, Ramona, Morris Baxter. I can't do his voice. He's really low. Swing.
Mo Bax.
Boy, we've been in the trenches together now. You want to hear somebody got stories? I'm just shut up.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, we know Morris going back to
Mo got off
the 80s. I might have been too far back. Mo Bax the Nighthawk.
I don't know if that Morris, is that how it was done? Is that how you did it? Just give me a thumbs up if that's how you did it.
He said, gotta save the stories.
Okay.
You know what's so funny? The first time I ever heard him was on the Blackstreet album.
Really?
Okay.
Mo Baxter. Yeah, man. Mo held it down for Tide
Well,
Water.
well, actually, yeah, because they probably recorded at Teddy Riley Studios at Future in Virginia Beach, right,
Beach.
Morris? Yep.
Beach.
We were all down in Virginia Beach at the same time. That's right. That's right. He gave you I think the thumbs up was for the but around that time, that's where Teddy had his studios, and that's when he was producing. He did Rump Shaker and all that stuff down there around that time, and Blackstreet and No Diggity, which was supposed to originally be for Guy.
Yeah.
Well, you want to hear something real funny? All Star. So I was in Springfield, Mass. That's where I grew up from Pittsburgh, Springfield, Mass. And so All Star was one of my first producers, and he was working on the SWV project. So he calls me in. I was in school, and he said, "Can you imitate this girl? Because I don't have an acapella, and I need you." So it was, "Where did you go? You're telling me that you love me. What will you know that you love?" So I had to do that voice. I was like, wow, she's got a range, but she's like nasally, and she was like high, but she was a female Aaron Hall. That's how she was arranged. That's how.
Did you?
Now,
who was that again?
That was All Star.
Oh, okay. But who were you? Were you emulating someone, or you made up the voice?
Coco.
Coco. I was about to say that.
Coco.
I was about to say Coco. Yeah. I was gonna say that. I said you just did Coco.
Yeah, so he had me literally sing that a cappella because he didn't have a cappella. That's how he got those remix projects.
Wow.
The more you know.
Learn something every day. So Ramona, tell them how they can find you.
Okay, yeah, I gotta go to bed.
This is funny.
I got that goodgood.com.
Okay.
Hold on. That's right. We got it. Give us 3 minutes. Give us 3 minutes.
The Good Good is in the.
Let's talk about the Good Good.
Yeah, we got lots of orders. The orders that are off the chain, but we have candles. Chocolate chip cookie candle is the #1 seller. It's crazy. But we have amazing soy candles and shea butter lotions. And so aside from the movie, like we've just been super blessed. Like this is a lotion bar. It's made from shea butter and mango and vitamin E and cocoa butter and all that. So
what's the website address?
I got that goodgood.com.
I would never thought that if I go to I got that goodgood.com, there would be candles.
There's candles and awesome stuff.
Okay. All right. Lo, how can they find you? Hold on.
Hey, y'all can find me Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Star 94.5, Orlando's only R&B, and then on Saturday night on Star 94 on Hot 105 here in Miami from Saturday night 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Did everyone just leave? I'm on here by myself right now. Oh, you gave me the solo. Okay, you gave me the solo. Yeah, and that's about it.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Or you can find me, my IMDb page. Just search Lorenzo Thomas. New movie, Miami Confidential, just released. I got to find out where.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can find me on Tubi. You can find me on Tubi with the movie He Who Findeth, A Christmas Tale. Yeah, definitely, you guys check it out. It's one of those movies that you can watch on the holidays every year, just like you do Home Alone and Die Hard, or I think that's what the other Christmas movie. So, right. But Ramona, once again, thank you for hanging out with us. I'm gonna throw you back into the green room. Hold on. Don't look. Hold on. We stay in the green room. Don't be jumping out on us. Don't be jumping out on us. Lo,
yes.
Another show, brother.
Yes, another good one.
Another good show.
The Raiders are trying to put up 70 on the Chargers, man. It's 42-0 at the half.
That's crazy. So we got another show coming up. Was it next week? Oh yeah, it ain't quite Christmas. Yeah, we got another show coming up next Thursday. Get ready for that.
Okay.
My brother, thank you for hanging out with us again.
Oh, my pleasure, man. Yeah, after working from 3 to 7 and getting a little dinner and then coming back in here, I've been talking quite a bit.
Yeah, shout out. Who else we got to shout out before we go?
Who?
Miami Sports.
Oh, yes, definitely. Solo D.
Thank you for having us
Steven, on. What's up, Steven? Without a doubt. Thank you for the love.
Thank you for having us on your platform. We will see you next week. Same time, same channel. Yes.